I'm Nathan Schull, Director of Theater Arts at North Central High School and Director of the musical Oklahoma.
And I'm Mike Ronick, Choir Director at North Central High School and Musical Director of Oklahoma.
When we talk about Oklahoma, one of the things we realize that, yes, it's a nostalgic show. Yes, it is about these cowmen and these farmers, but it is also about a way of life in the early 1900s.
While there's a lot of complex things going on in order to make the show happen, at a basic level, it's a very simple story about simple people living in a simple time. And so I think with the design, we've been trying to capture that simple story and yet also make it a spectacular show that will be exciting to watch. This show is also great for featuring so many facets of our performing arts program. We are featuring some spectacular dancers, some spectacular musicians in the pit, and of course singers on stage, as well as our technical theater kids who do so much to make the show happen behind the scenes. One thing that makes this show very unique, at least in the context of most musicals we produce here at North Central, is that this is a real orchestral show. Because it's one of the earliest musicals, you're going to hear orchestral music really written for an orchestra to play. There's actually not a piano in the pit anywhere. It is entirely relying on the strings and the woodwinds and the brass and all of those typical orchestral instruments, and our kids are just doing a great job. It just sounds beautiful.
Every musical presents its own unique set of challenges, and Oklahoma is no different. And one of the elements I believe that makes Oklahoma very challenging is that it doesn't have the feel of a modern day musical because Rodgers and Hammerstein wrote it such that it opened with a single solo. Sometimes getting into the story is difficult. We have a hard time getting the audience and us to want to believe in these characters right away because we don't have this big flashy opening. One of the other elements that we've had to deal with is that the show can be easily portrayed in sort of a cliche way. Bright colors, a little over-the-top musical. But that's not how we wanted to do it. We wanted to approach it from a little bit of a more real standpoint. And that has led us to choose like costume pieces that are more actual for the time period, that fit this early 1900s time period. Here, what we finally have is a classic show written in 1942 and opened in 1943 on Broadway. It presents a unique style of theater that we have not yet presented.
One unique challenge of this show is that it has a dream ballet, which is a concept that was very common in early musicals, but we see less frequently now. And we have some very talented dancers, and one of the most exciting things is we've got a student who's going to play in the pit as part of the orchestra for most of the show, but is going to come on stage and dance during the ballet because he's also a talented dancer, and it's one of the ways that we get to showcase our multi-talented students here at North Central.
Another element that makes this show special isn't so much the show, but what we do during it. During our musical, every year we have a silent auction. This raises funds for scholarships for students. And one of the elements that will be on sale this year will be Hamilton tickets to Chicago. Oklahoma is a classic that everyone should experience once in their lifetime. And Rodgers and Hammerstein started this entire business of musical theater the way we see it now. So you should come see the show that kicked off an entire era of musical theater. That's one of the biggest reasons for Oklahoma. I think our production is going to provide a lot of unique qualities. We put together a huge group of kids that's always exciting to see on stage. We have some special treats and surprise for you as well, including the fact that you can get free carriage rides in the parking lot during the show.
You should come see Oklahoma because it's a family-friendly show that is just a ton of fun for everyone. You can bring a little kid and they'll have a great time, and you can bring grandma and grandpa and they'll have a great time too. So it's just a lot of fun for the whole family.